In Between a World and Me, Ta-Nehisi Coates writes an autobiographical letter to his son regarding his experiences, feelings, and the reality of being a black man within America. A prominent moment in Coates' life was his attendance at Howard University, a historically black institution that he passionately refers to as the Mecca, a place where he was able to find himself and explore his identity. Drawing the distinction between the university as an academic institution and as a vibrant community, Howard becomes a source of strength and guidance for Coates throughout his life. Similarly, Central High School, through its rich history and diverse student body, could be considered a place where students and staff alike can immerse themselves in a place that inspires unification. By conducting interviews with a variety of participants around the school, from alumni to students, our group sought to explore the kind of qualities that make Central a mecca for students and the implications that arise from this labeling.
Sure, I'm sure a lot of people feel very with their ilk at Central. I'm sure, with such a large school, it's very easy to find people who share your interests, So I think that for a lot of people, it's definitely, especially people from smaller schools, I think it's somewhere where they can find like-minded individuals to discuss with, and just share ideas.
That direction. I don't think Central is a mecca historically or even contemporarily. It's not some given mecca that then students jump into. The extent to which it has gotten closer to that is only due to students pushing it in that direction, right? So the demand students publicized a year ago, has pushed Central closer in that direction, right? And the same work happened years ago, right? Or similar work. And so I would say that, it's own, and then of course, it's not just the extent to which students are pushing it, but the extent to which administration is willing to fulfill the vision that students have for this place.
I think it does apply to Central because when you're with someone for 4 years in a school environment and you go through so much like COVID and everything, you grow closer and create bonds that last forever, and it also groups more people together. But also I feel as if it can be the opposite, with Central being a very cutthroat and challenging place to not only learn in with the amount of competitiveness and just the curriculum itself.
I feel like Central certainly acts as a mecca, and this is because of all the diversity at Central, not just within the people at Central, but also within the opportunities at Central. And this shows itself in its clubs and its organizations and whatnot, which there's so many different opportunities and so many different groups of people that it's very hard not to be able to find somewhere where you feel safe and feel welcomed at.
For some, Central is a mecca, and for others, Central isn't. Central is not without its faults and flaws. And so for certain people, those faults and flaws could be what sets Central apart for them as not being their mecca. And for others, Central is a perfect place where their academic life, their social life thrives. And so for them, it is a mecca.
Yeah, there is a lot of diversity here, but there's still cliques or certain groups that stick together, but they may not be the same race, right? It might be all kids who love anime, and you find your people.
Sometimes complicated just because of the exclusivity of them. A lot of clubs will be a tight-knit group of friends, and other people might try to get in, and they could be not cast away, but looked at differently. But it also has a chance to bring people together and create bonds with people that you wouldn't expect to be.
I think the idea is that it adds to Central as Mecca because you can find people with the same interests as you and the same hobbies and people from the same culture, which help make you closer to the people that join.
I think Central is the kind of space where there are pockets, right? There are spaces where students build, and teachers too, for that matter, build and craft and create spaces where they feel, where they build their own meccas.
In our exploration of Central functioning as a mecca, we realized that despite being one of Pennsylvania's top schools, Central is not a flawless institution. From rape allegations to racist remarks, there have been numerous incidents that have negatively affected the school's image and social atmosphere. In response, students have publicly voiced their discomfort and led protests rather than sweeping these injustices under the prestigious rug of Central. We believe that it is crucial for every member of Central to acknowledge the controversy surrounding our school. Through effective communication and understanding of those who make up our diverse student body, we can create a more genuine space of inclusivity and embark on a journey of self-discovery to determine for ourselves whether or not Central High School is our Mecca, and if not, how do we make it our Mecca?
Because when you're a black student, when you're a queer student, when you're a student of a minority background, controversies at Central can be so detrimental to what you consider a safe space. Because you should feel safe at school, and not everyone is able to feel that way.
Central's definitely not perfect, but that definitely doesn't challenge the idea of Central being a Mecca, because even with all its flaws, it's still able to bring people together and able to provide different groups where people feel like they can belong.